Before we get underway with this review, I would like to express my heartfelt condolences to those of the misguided and copium-filled AA. Now you guys might think I'm talking about Alcoholics Anonymous. No. There is something far worse. A group of people that are not recovering. A group of people who do not realize they have a problem. No. I do not talk about Alcoholics Anonymous. No. I am talking about the Admiral agenda people. The AA. One of the most devastating groups to hit the One Piece community since the ZKK group. And I just want to express how sorry I am of clearly how wrong you are and how misguided you've been. Because chapter 1054 must have taken that knife, not only stabbed you, not only twisted it, but then pulled it out and did it all over again. Because chapter 1054 of the next piece of One Piece just goes to show you, admirals ain't shit, people. Let's just be real. You don't need to see... Listen, I waited to make this video. I thought I'd do a stream on Friday, and then I thought I'd do a stream on Saturday, and things happened and yada yada yada. But you know what I realized? You know what I truly realized about chapter 1054 of One Piece? Is that there's going to be arguments no matter what. People are going to power scale, people are going to argue, etc., right? But I remember, and I maintain, Green Bull be trash. And you can't imagine, I watched King of Lightning stream twice because that shit was the best. He called out everybody. I mean, listen, there are times when King of Lightning is he's out to lunch like people with the ZKK theory and the Admiral agenda. He's just as out to lunch as any of us can be with his theories and his reasoning. But he was grounded and solid for this chapter, ladies and gentlemen. And I just absolutely loved it to death. I had to rewatch it. It was so great. So there's nothing that he didn't say. There's nothing I'm going to say that he didn't already say. And he's just right. If you disagree with him, I'm sorry that you're in the wrong camp. It's not really my problem. But at the end of the day, Green Bull is just not... He's not Aokiji, guys. He's not Akainu. He's not Kizaru. He is a racist. He's basically a Nazi. And it's hilarious how people actually still want to defend this fucker. As an antagonist, having Nazis as an antagonist, Helsing did it. Not a bad idea. But the fact that people actually are trying to like the character and enjoy the character and power scaling him, and they're power scaling him the most inappropriate way that I've ever seen in my life, it's just making me laugh. Because chapter 1054, right? Well, at the end of the last chapter, right? Because we're back after a month break, right? What we got was, and here's something I argued, and clearly I was right. There's just no way I'm wrong, because if you can't read this chapter, I don't know what we're reading. But was the fact that King and Queen were being taken down by Admiral Green Bull. And it seemed like he was foddering them, right? Now, the thing is, does nobody remember the fact that Zoro cut down, literally, limbs and wings and things are gone off of King? People sort of forgetting the fact of the amount of damage these guys took. And for the Sanji fanboys out there, apparently Queen got his ass kicked. I don't really remember that point. I think Marco did most of the work and, stuff like that. But that's not the point. The point is that they were both completely decimated. And likely, almost definitively, must have had sea stone handcuffs on. Now, we do not see them in chapter 1053. But they must have had them. They threw them in Udon prison, and all the strong fighters are in the flower capital. What were they going to do if King recovered and flew away? They clearly... He was damaged. He was not at 100%. Neither was Queen. And they were clearly captured and watched by none of the strong people that can beat them were at Udon, clearly. So what is the other method? They are in literally the country of Sea Stone. They had Sea Stone handcuffs on. Sorry we didn't see them, but they must have been there. There's just no other explanation. And in this chapter, chapter 1054, what do we get? We get this fucker even proving without a shadow of a doubt that that is the case. Because he shows up. And who is coming along? We got Raizo. We got Inurashi. We got Nekamamushi. We got Denjiro. We got Shinobu. And we got Kawamatsu. So we have half a dozen of the Red Scabbards, or, you know, the samurai. The Red Scabbards plus Shinobu, right? And Denjiro's powerful. Inurashi, Nekamamushi, sure. These guys are not slouches, but they're not Admiral level. We all know that. I'm not going to sit here and try to convince you guys that Denjiro can take on Green Bull 1v1. That is not what I'm saying. I'm not trying to disrespect the title that is Admiral. Because they got that pedigree somehow, right? But here's the deal, is that they choose to take him on after, by the way, he basically states everything that a Nazi would say. He literally says, depending on the translation you read, and this is on the Viz translation, he approves of discrimination, and he approves of slave owners, being the Tenryubito, as gods. Their will should not be defied, and any single thing and country or people that do not conform to their ideal is evil and less than them. Last time I heard that rhetoric, there was a really short German around. So I'm just saying, I mean, if you want to say that Green Bull's got drip, he does have a bit of drip, not gonna lie. The design's a little hit and miss for me, but it's not a bad design and stuff. And the reveal that he is a Logia, a forest man. He's the nature man, or the woods fruit, the forest fruit, and it's he seems to be awakened, because he uses the ability to, you know, grab all the vines. We already assumed all this from the previous chapter and stuff. He has a very powerful Logia, and he's definitely no slouch. But as you know, I'm just trying to play both sides here. How do you like this? Liking this guy, liking Green Bull, to me, is the equivalent of liking the Tenryubito. You can like them in the sense of they are a great antagonist because we want to see them fucking burn. We want to see Luffy do the epic punch to Charlos that he did way back in the day, pre-time skip. If you like him for the sole purpose that you want to see this fucker taken down, limbs stretched, beaten down by the people he discriminates against so much, I commend you for liking him as a villain. Because he's not an antagonist. He's a goddamn evil son of a bitch. If you like him because he's so evil and you want to see him die, I'm there for that. I am absolutely behind that. But if you actually like him as a character, I'm not seeing it. I'm just not seeing it. I just don't. His justice is discrimination justice. So he transforms into this forest man, this woods man. He's a Logia. He transforms. He brings up all the plants that look like fists. He brings up the roots and the power of nature itself. And it looks very epic, and it looks really cool. But he continues to spattle on his fucking Nazi agenda, and then fucking in comes, and surprisingly, none of the Scabbards are actually getting hurt if you actually pay attention, because Denjiro actually slice, and they're doing damage to him, I don't know if they're doing actual damage, but they're attacking him and seemingly cutting down these vines and roots and stuff. He hasn't hit them yet. Not that I noticed. And then in comes the new member of the Straw Hat crew unofficially. Yamato conquers Hockey. Bang! And boom, down he goes hard. He goes down hard. And he admits it. That's some tough ass hockey. And it is. It's Yamato. Now, I am not of the opinion that any of the scabbards are at 100%. And Yamato is not at 100%. If you want to argue that point, fine dandy. But that was one hit and she smacked him the fuck down. Okay? So, once again, that's only a clash. That's only an exchange. But I argue that this is Yamato, who's likely not at 100. She's probably at 80, 85, right? She's not at 100%. Sort of like how Zoro was nerfed almost the entirety of pre-time skip, just so he didn't kill everybody, right? Because he was strong enough to he was strong enough to beat Arlong, he's strong enough to beat Dunkirk, he's strong enough to beat these people that he constantly has to get wounded by someone superior and nerfed, so he can be not at 100% all the time. Yamato right now, I would argue, is probably close to, but not at peak fighting condition pre-Onigashima, right? So, nonetheless, they're about to clash. She's telling him, go fuck yourself, Green Bull. The people here withstood 20 years of tyranny. You're not ruining it. You're not even... Luffy and Zoro and all the rest of the rooftop gang, they're not even going to know you were fucking here, motherfucker. They're not even going to know you were here because this has been over 2 decades in the making. We kicked their ass. We're finally free, and you aren't rolling in like fucking hi. I mean, this Admiral is taking after Admiral Blackbeard. Let's be real. Ha ha ha. I'm gonna let everybody else do my dirty work. Then, I'm gonna kill Whitebeard. Yeah, I totally killed Whitebeard. Yeah, sure you did. Yeah. Whoop. You know, like just making no fucking sense. This guy isn't gonna come in here and start stealing kills and pretend he's top shit, which he already did in chapter 1053. But Admiral Agenda people are smoking really bad dope out of a dandelion patch. So, at the end of the day, this fucking guy is now going to be fighting against Yamato. Or so we think. And then in comes Momonosuke saying, well said, Boro breath. And I'm like, wait a minute. Momonosuke about to use a Boro breath? And then boom, poof, it's hilarious. Because of course, he just learned, he's still the child. Just because he got the adult body doesn't mean he's studied with it. He's only had the fruit less than a year. Months. He's had the fruit for months. Kaido's had it for decades. Like, you don't just get to this level of awakened, Dragon Zone fruit without, he's got to play with it. He's got to learn how to use it, stuff like that. Like, even Luffy didn't know what to do for a long time. Gear 2nd became because of battle after battle after battle. Same with Gear 3rd. So this makes total sense that he was going to borrow breath. And this brings up an interesting point. This brings up a very interesting point. People are going to say, oh man, this is a really powerful Logia. This is really powerful Logia. I'm not going to deny it. But back in the day, I played a little thing called Pokemon. And let me tell you a little something about Pokemon. Fire beats grass. Yep, it does. And in most video games, and in real life, if I light a match under the hedge gonna go up in flames. So, fire beats nature in that regard, or woods, or forest, right? Now, correct me if I'm wrong. And I'm not saying this isn't a powerful fruit. But let's do a check down list here. We have the Marimara no Mi with Sabo, fire. We have the Diabo Jambe and all the fire kicks of Sanji. Cook of the Straw Hats. We have Zoro learning the flame style. Which, once again, he's got Conqueror's Haki, so he might not need it. But still, he learned part of the flame swordsmanship from Kinemon. So, fire attacks. Luffy has Red Hawk and Red Rock. Fire attacks. Yamato has, like... I'm... Once again, I'm not unimpressed by the idea. We all assumed it to be a plant-based fruit, so none of us were far off the mark. But, like NL, had the obvious, just broken weakness that is the rubber fruit. This guy got a shit ton of weaknesses, not gonna lie. Because fire beats forest every time. And there's a lot of fire users in this fucking cast. I'm just saying. There's a lot of goddamn fire users in our main cast. I don't see this guy being able to hit shit. I don't see him being able to beat shit. And it's ironic that Kinemon is not here. You know, and had that Boro Breath actually worked, it probably would have fucking decimated Green Bull. Now, of course, it's Momonosuke, it's not Kaido's. But Kaido's Boro Breath would have destroyed this guy. One hit. I am not unconvinced of that. Because fire beats forest. It just always has. And, yeah, so this is just making me laugh. This is hilarious. Because now Momonosuke's like, yeah, well, fine. Damn it, I'm going to bite this guy. So he goes up and he decides to do what he did to Kaido. I'm going to chomp down on this Admiral. You're an Admiral. You're not a Yonko. You're a bitch. So he chomps down on him and he tells everyone, you know, like, I'm going to do this. And then he gets caught up. He gets all caught up in the vines and stuff like that. And I didn't expect Momonosuke to be able to take on an Admiral. No, not at all. If he trains for another couple years with the Dragon Fruit, with the legendary Fish Fruit, I have no reason to believe that he wouldn't be able to maybe be able to stall an Admiral. Probably never beat an Admiral. Because at the end of, I think it was chapter 1052, maybe 1051, we got the title that he was never known as the strongest. He was never as strong as Odin. But he was benevolent and he was charismatic and he was a great leader of Wano, even if he wasn't the top dog, even if he wasn't the strongest warrior Wano had ever seen. He was one of the greatest leaders Wano had ever seen. So it was one of those, you know, he's never going to be a Yonko level. He's never going to be like his father. He's never going to be an Admiral level. So absolutely, I can see that. But this is actually really good because Yamato goes in to try to help and he yells, Yamato, you must not fight. And they're all like, wait, what? And then we jump away. Now we jump away to some true greatness. And I mean true fucking greatness. We jump away to some of the greatest. But the idea here is that Yamato can't fight because I assume, this is what I assume, is that he's going to say, we're going to have to learn how to defend our own borders eventually. You are planning to leave with the Straw Hats. And when they leave, and Kid leaves, and Law leaves, and when all the pirates leave, we can't depend on you to keep running back and saving us every time. We need to be able to defend our land ourselves from any threat. And that's probably going to be the honor, the code, the pride of the samurai and stuff. I assume that's what he's going for here. Is it a little misplaced right now because the Admiral is not there to take over Wano? The Admiral's only there to get to Straw Hat Luffy. So I think there's a little bit of some sway there. But I'm assuming that's why Momonosuke is yelling that Yamato isn't the one to fight him. Because now, is this handicapping it? Sure, I guess. But I honestly have no reason to believe that Yamato's just going to sit on the sidelines anyways. And I got no indication that Yamato can't beat an Admiral. High diff, but I got no indication that she can't do it. So, yeah. So now do you guys see why I wanted to stream this? And my idea initially was to stream this chapter, you know, to do the chapter review in stream and then talk to the stream, because this video is going to be fucking 50 minutes long. I'm already at like 20 odd minutes. But, alright, so moving on from all the Green Bull slander. We'll get to more Green Bull slander later. That dude trash. But what we're going to go to is the peak part of the chapter. The peakest part of the chapter is that the king of everything, the God King, the top one of everybody's power scaling list, if it's worth a damn, Red-haired Shanks. Red-haired Shanks is here. And we see him, and he's outside Wano. He's outside Wano, and Lucky Roo and them. Lucky Roo is there saying, Captain, Luffy became a great pirate. That was the promise. He's on your level. I mean, he's clearly not on his level yet. There's no way. Shanks is strongest. But the point was, when you become a great pirate, we'll meet again. And he says, it's like, it's time. It's like, Luffy's, let's go to him, Captain. Let's go get him. Let's go see him. Luffy's officially a great pirate now. It can't be denied. He's the Emperor. There's no other title. The highest title after this is Pirate King, something that only one man has ever obtained. You can't... Kaido's a great pirate. Big Mom's a great pirate. Even, you can argue that Buggy with his Konami... I mean, I would argue Crocodile's a great pirate. I would argue that Fisher Tiger... I would argue even to a level like Arlong and stuff are still technically great pirates. They're not the strongest pirates, but they're great pirates. Being a pirate... Like, Whitebeard was a fantastic pirate. Being a pirate, you can argue in different ways. Some of the supernovas you could argue are great pirates. But this is the way to know it, to confirm it to the world. The world can't deny it. And regardless what arguments you can make about some of the other names I just listed, it can't be denied by anybody, not even Shanks, that Luffy is a fourth emperor, not a fifth emperor, not a tentatively in the running. He's officially the fourth emperor of the sea. Or the third, technically, because Buggy came in after. But the idea here is that he's a great pirate. And Lucky Roo's like, come on, Captain, let's go see Luffy. Luffy's right there. He's in Wano. Let's fucking go. And I'm on Lucky Roo's side. And Yasopp, being the deadbeat dad that he is, it's like, I don't think I'm ready to see Usopp yet. Whoa, before we do that. And then one of the other guys, I forget his name, he's just like, oh yeah, isn't Kid there too? That's not this little brat picked to fight with us. I think we should whack him a couple times just to give him another lesson. And so then we get all the memories. We get the memories back. We get to see some old scenes. We get to see Who's Who without. He clearly had the horns beforehand. So this is interesting. Where are these horns coming from? What race has the horns? Are these like the descendants of ogres? Like is that the deal? Like all the descendants of the great super giants or whatever they're called? Because Who's Who had the horns long before joining Kaido as a CP0 member here. So, assuming that is Who's Who. And they don't even realize, they don't even know that the single devil fruit that just turns you into rubber is so important. They don't know it. This is how the world government fucks up. They didn't tell them. They didn't even tell the CP9, the CP0. They didn't tell any of these bitches. They didn't tell them this is important. And it's still left ambiguous to this point. Because we get to see some fun flashbacks with Shanks and, of course, the cutting of the arm and stuff like that. The biting off of the arm and stuff. And Shanks is looking at the poster of Luffy, going through the memories. It's fantastic. But the idea here of that, did Shanks know? We've all been questioning. Did Shanks know how important that devil fruit was? I would argue, people are saying that this is still ambiguous. I think this confirms it. And the reason I say that is because they say that's Red Hair's ship. Seems like there are CP9 agents on board. That's trouble. And Shanks said that doesn't matter. We sail forth and we attack them. And Who's Who, who's a CP90 member at the time and one of the ones in charge, are wondering, why are they attacking us? What are they after? There's no treasure here. Only a single devil fruit. What could that mean to them? It just turns you into rubber. So Red Hair actually, it wasn't that they were trying to antagonize Red Hair. Red Hair went after them specifically. Even with CP9 agents on board, as is brought out, it's like, that's a little bit of trouble. And Shank goes, doesn't matter. We're going after them. Because he knew. I think this all but confirms that he knew. Because Who's Who is stating it in black and white. Literally. And saying, why are they attacking us? We have nothing of value for them. Why would they go out of their way to fight us? Well, because Shanks fucking knew. He knew. He had to know. So this confirms it for me. I know some people are still questioning it, but it confirms it for me. So, as I said, wallop goes the arm, and boom, we're back into present time after the very nice little reminiscent by Shanks, who, by the way, is grinning like an adoptive uncle or an adoptive dad. He's just grinning from ear to ear. So then we have some of the the lesser known members of the, or other members of the Red Hair Pirates that clearly aren't like top officers and stuff like that, and they're saying like, they actually know that Straw Hat Luffy, man, that Luffy guy must have, how did they know him, blah blah blah, because clearly they don't know the history and blah blah blah. And it's funny because clearly either a Zone Fruit user or one of the people from Zoe, a monkey guy, is saying like, they say he's like an ape, a demon ape of a man, like so dangerous and stuff like that, coming from the monkey, kind of funny. And this is where Shanks basically said, I have no intention of seeing Luffy yet. And everyone's like, and Luffy was like, what? Come on, no, we want to go see Luffy, Captain. What the fuck? You know, and we, the fan base, are going, oh, for God's sakes, Shanks, you're literally right fucking there. You dock your ship, you go kick the shit out of Green Bull because, listen, Ben Beckman kicked the shit out of Green Bull. I don't give a shit anymore. Green Bull trash. But, and Ben Beckman probably can take on any of the Admirals. Maybe not Akainu. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. But he can probably take on any of the Admirals. High def fight. So, no problem. It's like, go in, help the samurai. They're your people. Like, Wano, Odin's people. He even said, I haven't been here since we said farewell to Odin. Well, maybe go help the fucking people of your friend. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I got a little bit of issue with this too. I think the whole fan base is Lucky Brew at this point. Now he says, like, because Bartolomeo fucking, burned down one of their flags and put up Luffy's and stuff like that. It's like, oh, we got to go deal with that. There's other things to deal with and stuff like that. And they're like, well, yeah, I guess you have a point. We got to go deal with that. But it's like, is that really prior? You're literally in Wano. You stop in, you stay for half a day, then you go deal with Bartolomeo. It's going to take you still, I assume, wherever Bartolomeo, like, burned down the red hair, I don't know where the flag is. I assume it's going to take you a few hours, if not a few days, to get to that island and fix the problem or track him down or whatever. What's another half a day in Wano? Like, that makes no sense. So, anyways. But clearly there's more to this. There's clearly more to this because Shanks sits down with Ben Beckman. Ben Beckman, the man that made Kizaru say shit. And says, has a drink. Let's have a drink. I don't have a sake cup. Say, Beck, don't you think it's time we went and got it? The One Piece. And that, now, ladies and gentlemen, has turned the One Piece world upside down. The community is going fucking nuts. Because everyone said Whitebeard didn't go get it for a reason. Shanks didn't go get it for a reason. Rayleigh didn't go get it for a reason. Literally, they all know how to go there. They all know where it is and how to go get it. And some people argued that the flashback, because he had to go take care of Buggy, because Buggy a bitch. Shanks had to go take care of Buggy. And so Shanks actually doesn't know where the final island is. I said bullshit the whole time. Because, no, they still knew where they were sailing to. They still, the 4 poneglyphs, they figured it out and they knew where they were going. It's just that he couldn't go. Shanks knows where to go. He just, I was never unconvinced. Or Rayleigh would have told him. Like if Shanks went up and said, hey Rayleigh, look, want to go claim the One Piece, blah, blah, blah. Rayleigh probably would have fucking told him. He was willing to tell Robin and Luffy and everything all the secrets. He was willing to do that in 500 chapters ago. So, I'm not, like, Shanks always knew how to get there. As far as the beginning of the story till now, Shanks knew how to get to the final island. Knew how to find the One Piece. So did Rayleigh. So did Whitebeard. So did everybody. They all chose not to. But this is what the turning point is. Shanks is finally saying it's time to go get the One Piece. Why now? Why now? Is this like testing Luffy? There's something about the fruit. That Nika no Mi, the whole bit, there's some child. I'm probably not going to like this avenue because I never liked like the whole child of destiny. It was always destined, blah, blah, blah. But Shanks is sort of weaving it to make fate work the way he wants it to, in a way. I think that Shanks was literally waiting for Luffy to get as good as he is before he went to get it so he can guard it and protect it. and it's going to be the final clash. A lot of people have theorized this before, that Shanks is going to be the final boss in a way, but not in an evil way, but he's going to be the one to stand in Luffy's way to be the final test that Luffy truly deserves the title and the throne of Pirate King. And also, a lot of people have theorized Shanks is going to go get it so that Blackbeard can't. Now, granted, this might end up being a mistake because Blackbeard doesn't know how to get there. There's no way he got a rubbing of the poneglyph from Totland. Maybe now he got one? But from what we understand, he was never on Zoe to get one. And he certainly didn't get the one from Kaido. So, how would he ever get there? But Shanks is going to go claim the One Piece. And if he claims the One Piece, won't that make Shanks the Pirate King? I mean, with Whitebeard dead and Rayleigh already having the title of king, there's only one other man who deserves the title of Pirate King, and I'm looking right at him, and he got 3 scars over one eye, red hair, and one hell of a badass. So, there's so many theories about this. I'm sure I'm going to listen to a lot, and some theories are going to blow my mind. I'm sure that some of the bigger One Piece YouTubers are going to be able to seriously make some great arguments for some great other theories. So then after that bombshell drops, let's just take a sip. Or a gulp, because we're gonna need a lot of alcohol to deal with the fact that Shanks is now gonna go become the Pirate King just at a random interval. Now we get the Navy HQ headquarters, and here's what I love. Oh, I love this. This is the line that everybody is trying. The Admiral agenda. So now we're coming full circle. We talked about the greatness. Now let's go back to the copium of people that are in AA and not the recovering type of AA. We're talking Admiral agenda people. So Flame Emperor Sabo is now what they are calling. He had Fire Fist Ace. Now we have Flame Emperor Sabo. The people are loving him. And that's the callback to the pictures we saw and stuff. So Sabo, here's the kicker. Alright, here is the fucking kicker. So we got this guy, right? This guy. The director of Naval Bureau of Investigation, Kurama Tensai. Is he Vice Admiral something? I don't know. But anyway, no one that can take down the boys, right? And he starts rattling off all the bullshit that happened at Reverie. And he's saying that the revolutionaries are more dangerous right now. Like, we got to deal with them. And Akainu says, no one got enough troops right now. I'm dealing with taking down... See, here's the problem. Taking on too many fronts. They're trying to, Green Bull is, by the way, disobeying orders. By the way, people who saying he's doing his job, Akainu told him not to. So he's literally in violation of disobeying a superior officer. He could get court-martialed in the real world. I mean, it's a little extreme, but he could be court-martialed for disobeying the direct order of a superior officer to not engage. That is a serious military offense. So Green Bull is not doing his job. Green Bull is a renegade right now. He is literally defying orders and is AWOL, technically. Then we have the idea that they were taking on the warlords. Now they want to fucking take on the revolutionaries. Like, Jesus Christ. Stretching it way too thin. Trying to fight the battle on all fronts. You know what happened to the Nazis when that happened? They tried to take on the West and Russia at the same time. They failed. And Marines are going to fail too if they try. So Akainu actually being a little more smart. He's like, yeah, I don't got troops to deal with Russia right now. I'm sorry. I don't got troops to deal with fucking, the revolutionaries. I got to deal with the other fronts. I got to deal with the pirates first, and then I got to deal with the fucking this and that and the warlords and the other thing. There's too many things on my plate. We can't go fight another war. And then they talk all about the fact now Sabo apparently is being blamed, and nobody believes that Sabo killed him. Nobody. I don't know a single person in the One Piece community that believes it. I know the people don't believe it, but this explains why Makino and them are crying, is because they don't believe it. I'm sure they don't. I'm sure they're happy that Sabo's alive. Because that's the other thing. They could be crying because they didn't know Sabo's alive and now he's been branded a murderer, right? And I'm sure they don't believe it. Dadan and all them, they don't believe it. But now we finally get the cover of the paper, which is Sabo kills Cobra of Alabasta. We know that's not the case. Nobody believes that. But that's what they're pinning it on. And it's totally untrue. We all know it. So, right off out of the gate, by knowing this, because this man states, is that, which is why his murder was so meaningful to the Revolutionary Army. So this investigator, who, by the way, we're going to come back to this line, because this investigator, the Admiral Agenda people, are pinning their hopes on one line from this. Is this a new character? I don't think we've ever met him before. But this random Marine investigator says, I'm certain it was difficult for the admirals to exhibit their full power in the land of the gods. This same investigator, who is apparently not Batman because he's a terrible investigator, is believing Sabo killed Cobra. His detective skills and his insight are begging my question. It should beg your question. Because if this man is fully believing that Sabo killed Cobra, and then the next line says that the admirals, the reason the admirals lost against the revolutionaries, which by the way they did, fucking losers, the reason they lost was because they weren't able to use their full power. I'm begging the question that this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Because Sabo didn't kill Cobra, and the admirals just fucking suck. Case closed, buddy. You don't know what you're talking about. You are a character put into this to make excuses. And you know what the Fleet Admiral says? You know what the King of the Marines says? You know the guy that everyone says is going to be one of the top villains, top dogs? One of the guys that they say they always argue in power scaling can take on a Yonko? You know what he says about the idea that 2 admirals versus Sabo and a handful of revolutionaries say? Don't make excuses for them, period. Argument closed. Discussion over. Your own fucking leader, Admiral Agenda people, please listen to me. I know I'm being very harsh on you. I know I'm being a dick. But it's because you guys were dicks for too long with your Admiral Agenda. That's why. And you've been proven wrong. And instead of going home and licking your wounds like a big boy, you're trying to cope. You're trying to reason. You're trying to excuse. Instead of just manning up, growing a sack, and saying, yeah, our own leader in universe said, don't fucking make excuses for the fact that they fucking lost. That's what he said. Your own leader is telling you shut the fuck up. So stop arguing it, people. Seriously. Seriously. Just stop arguing. Green Bull and Fujitora lost to, and here's the kicker. Here's the best part to me. Is that not only, because we assumed that they were captured, Sabo was killed. We assumed so much. Even I assumed it, because we had 2 admirals. We were told this. The admirals fought against the revolutionaries. What happened to Sabo? We can assume 2 admirals and all the forces up at the Marines. I assumed that they lost. Especially with the people that even said, like, the revolutionaries, the commanders, the top officers, are not really that impressive overall. They have their unique abilities that are very suited to being revolutionaries. Sure, their devil fruits are very handy in certain aspects, but it wasn't exactly 5 overpowered people over here. Sabo is very strong, but we have no indication that Lindbergh and Morley and any of them, or any type of match for a vice admiral, let alone an admiral. We have no indication of that. Their title alone is the only thing that suggests it, period. And to add the cherry on top of insult to the Admiral Agenda people, not only did, and remember when I said that Forrest is weak to fire? Flame Emperor Sabo, maybe? The fact of the matter is, just to add the cherry on top, is that not only did they destroy the main symbol, the dragon claw thing, right? The dragon claw. And then they fought against the two admirals. One, apparently, in the end, they managed to escape and save Bartholomew Kuma. And all of the revolutionaries escaped. So not only did they not, like, once again, everyone, even like King of Lightning, Teching, me, fucking Roger, all of us, I believe Brago did too, all of us assumed, everyone that I talked to in the One Piece community, both big and small, all assumed that Sabo fucking lost. You know, maybe he dealt some damage, but they lost. And when we next see Fujitora, he's beaten up like crazy. He's bandaged, he's beaten. So they fucking fought. They didn't just ha 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 and leave through a Morley tunnel. No, they fucking fought and they did damage to these bitches. Okay? So the idea here is that not only did they kick the people that everyone in the One Piece community, I didn't, but a lot of the majority of you, I'm assuming you're the Admiral Agenda people, called the Revolutionary Army leaders trash. A lot of you call them trash. They're garbage. They're not strong. They're unimpressive. 3 of those plus Sabo managed to free Kuma and kick the shit out of 2 admirals and get a fucking way. And your fleet admiral said, don't fucking make excuses for that. So if you don't want to believe Akainu, Admiral Agenda people, I think you need to go to AA, not me. Because you're going to need the recovery tactics from this fucking... I'm just telling you. It's just fucking nuts. And now the revolution has happened. 8 kingdoms have now completely revolted and are now claiming Sabo has become more infamous than Dragon himself at this point. And people are yelling. It's like, not only Flame Emperor Sabo, his brother just did this. He's become an emperor too and has upended the old order. That, like, we got Luffy, and the world knows that Sabo and Luffy are brothers and they're awesome and they're kicking down Yonko. They're kicking down admirals. They're freeing people. They're freeing slaves. They're winning the goddamn world over. And it's working really fucking well. I'm just saying. Now, Akainu's message in the end is dangerous sounding, for sure. And this does not mean that Fujitora, Green Bull, Kizaru, or Akainu are weak by any stretch of the imagination. No, sir. Kizaru is still a badass. Fujitora is still a badass. Green Bull is trash, but he is powerful, and he has an amazingly good Logia. And Akainu is probably the strongest admiral that we've seen. I mean, if you want to argue back in the day, Sengoku and Garp and stuff, I would take that bet. Once again, Garp kills Akainu at Marineford, that's me. But this man is ready to now declare full-on war. He's mad, he's pissed, and he's been... everything's going wrong. So, that's the end of chapter 1054. And I knew it was a long one. I knew it would be a long one. This is why I thought about doing a stream for this. But unfortunately, I ran out of time to do that. Friday was busy. Saturday was busy. And now we're here Sunday afternoon, late afternoon. So I really did not have any of the time to get this shit done like I wanted to. Very, very unfortunate. But I got to record a lot of videos today. So we have content for the next week and today. So this video will be out probably sometime tonight. It's a long one, so it'll take a while to render. But I hope you guys enjoyed. And once again, just because I had a lot of flack from chapter 191 and JJK, and I'm making fun of the Admiral agenda people like crazy in this video. Guys, calm your tits. Okay? It's just my opinion. And I'm just poking fun. I'm just adding a little bit of drama for the sake of YouTube. I shouldn't have to explain this, but apparently none of you got the memo. So, just know, when I'm going 110%, when I'm making fun of shit, look, I'm a YouTuber. I gotta get a tough skin, but if you're gonna comment in my comment section and you can't have a tough skin while listening to me, then we're on different playing fields here. So get off the field. If you're gonna get in the game, play the game. But if you're not willing to take a tackle on the field, don't get on the field. Don't line up in the first place. That's all I'm saying. So, anyways, just hope that everybody knows. It's just my opinion. Don't need to come at me guns blazing. You know, you're more than welcome to. I'm just saying, don't do it because your butt hurt, you know, over comments that I say. They're jokes. They're dramatizations. Okay? Alright. Well, that's all I wanted to say. This was an amazing chapter. Absolutely phenomenal. Really enjoyed it. Hope you guys did too. And we will see you back here next time. Like, comment, and subscribe. Drink responsibly as always. And, yeah, I think the Admiral agenda people, the AA, needs to join some AA. Because otherwise, I think they'll become alcoholics. Realistically, I really fucking do. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Looking forward to chapter 1055, and it'll break next week. See you back here next time.